Hello sisters, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Lily and today we are going to be talking about C-sections. I never thought that I would be one to make videos about C-sections. If you don't know, I was planning on doing a home birth. So I had no intention of going into the hospital, no intention of getting any intervention, but my story is that I had a C-section. So instead of being sad about my outcome and dwelling on the fact that it didn't go the way I planned or I wanted it to go, I really want to just help the women out there that maybe have planned for C-sections and know that they're going to get a C-section, or maybe they are planning a natural birth, a home birth, just a hospital birth, but naturally, and it ends up being a C-section. I want to be that person to give information, because I feel like there's not a lot of videos or information out there about C-sections because most of the time people don't plan for them. Let's get started. So a lot of my videos recently have kind of like tied in together. So if you haven't seen my labor and delivery video, go watch that because that will tell you all what happened. And then I have the first week of a newborn, kind of what to expect in that first week. And then my last video I made was about breastfeeding. So if you are interested in those, make sure to watch those. Basically, the C-section, from when they decided that they were going to do it to when it happened, it took about I don't really know because I was so out of it, but it took about 15 to 20 minutes to get everything set up, I think. I don't really remember, but when I was in the room, they kind of get you dressed. So first you have to get a spinal. I don't think it's the same thing as an epidural, which I have said that before, that it was an epidural, but I think what they do for a C-section is a little bit different, but you do have to get it injected into your back. So they do that like the first thing. They then they lay you down, and in my case they put these I don't know, I think they help with to not swell up. I'm not really sure, I didn't ask, but they put these cuffs on your legs and they are pulsing. It kind of feels like a like an arm cuff to read your blood pressure is on your legs, and it just keeps going up and down. So those were on my legs, and then they put a weighted kind of blanket over me. And it was very warm. They kept me very, very warm. I'm not sure if this is the case for every hospital, but I remember they would put things on me to keep me warm. I had a nurse that was above my head or behind my head, and she was just really, really sweet and helping me through it. And I can't really remember everything, but I just remember I was feeling very warm, cozy. I don't know if the drugs make you cold. They put some things on my neck, on my head. I don't even really remember. I just vaguely remember that. I was in there by myself, and then right before they started the surgery, they got my husband to come in. So I feel I was in the room before he came in for about 10 minutes maybe. I don't really remember, but he came in, and then by the time he came in, they were just about to start. From start to finish, the surgery took it didn't feel that long, but I would say it took about 20 minutes, because my husband said he went into the room around 8. Maybe I went into the room around 8. I don't know, but it was about 10 to 20 minutes. So the surgery is pretty quick. I do remember though, you can't feel anything. It doesn't hurt per se, but you can still feel pressure. So I remember the incision is pretty small, to get a baby out, but obviously I didn't see all what took place. I didn't, timer on when the breast milk was good till, but yeah, I didn't feel anything that hurt, but it was more just a lot of pressure. I remember when they pulled him out, it felt very strange. It just felt very Like someone was literally like pulling something out of me, but it didn't hurt. It's a very weird sensation. Can't really explain it. It just felt like they were kind of like maneuvering him out. Yeah, so it's not like they just like rip you open and then he's just there and they pull him out. Like they kind of like, you know, maneuver him out and stuff like that. So, but they cut through 6 to 7 layers of skin, tissue, muscle. It's quite crazy. I look at my scar and I am really just shocked about the whole process. I mean, the fact that he came from that, like, that scar, but like it's not that big, and the fact that like they know how to like stitch you together and like put you all back together, like it's just really wild. I still think about that like all the time. Like when I go to the bathroom and I see it, I'm like, I can't believe like they cut through all of that to get him out and then put it back together. Like it's just crazy. The surgery itself is pretty quick. Like I said in previous videos, I did get really, really nauseous as they were putting me back together. I think it felt like it took forever for them to put me back together, to stitch me up. I'm not really sure how long it took. I would say probably about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't really know. But that felt forever, especially since I was feeling really nauseous. It felt like an eternity. But yeah, I just remember not feeling the pain of the contractions anymore. It just felt so amazing. Not feeling the urge to push anymore, not feeling just like so defeated. It was just really nice to feel nothing anymore. But yeah, in my case, I was awake for it, so I obviously remember most of it. I mean, honestly, I remember it very well. I still was a little bit foggy, you know, you're under a lot of drugs, but I remember it very well. I remember when they pulled him out. I remember what he looked like. I remember them giving him to my husband. So all those things I remember. I will say that if you do have a specific birth plan or things that you want, definitely make sure to try to vouch for those. For me, in my case, I didn't have time to really say anything. I was so out of it when I got to the hospital. I couldn't really talk. I was having contractions every minute. They were like back to back. Like it was just really intense that I just couldn't even find the words to say anything. And plus I hadn't been in care with this specific hospital with this doctor or anything, so no one knew what I wanted. I did have my midwife and my husband kind of try to vouch for me, but in the case of a C-section, they can just do whatever they want, really, because they're the ones in charge of the baby, pulling them out and everything like that. It's not like you're the one pushing them out. They're the one doing the manual labor to get the baby out. So they did ask, like, if I wanted, like, the vitamin K, if I wanted, I know they washed him off and everything like that when he was first born. I think they probably put eye drops in him. I don't really know. I'm sure they probably did, but I don't remember consenting to it. So all those things, again, like I've said in previous videos, it is kind of upsetting because it's not how I wanted it to go. Obviously, they immediately clamped the cord. So, like, all those things I didn't want to have happen, but I didn't really have much say in it. Probably not, especially in a C-section. I don't think they could just let the cord hang out, especially since they have to stitch you up and stuff like that. Maybe they could because the placenta is attached to the cord, so I don't really know. You might have to ask that yourself, but for me, I didn't have any of that happen. So the craziest part, the most like wild sensation is just being completely numb from like the belly down. I don't really remember how long that lasted for, but I know like it was kind of wild. Like they had to put me from one gurney to like the bed that I would stay in for the rest of the time there, and they tried to like get me to like move my legs or like try to help like roll over, and I literally couldn't. Like I was numb. I couldn't feel anything. When they would try to like, when they had asked me to move my feet or move my toes, like I couldn't. It it was very weird. Like, it didn't really bother me that much, but like for someone that may have a sense of like anxiety or not like claustrophobia, but like it just feels very helpless when you can't move, and I'm sure that could scare some people. It does wear off, but I don't know how long it took, honestly. I can't tell you. It was like a few hours, I would say. I can't really remember everything. Yeah, that was very, very weird. They did put a like belly band around my belly that they provided, which was really nice, especially once the numbness wore off, when I could feel things. It was really nice to have that tightness around, because obviously they just cut you open, and there was once a 6-pound baby in there, and now there's nothing. So, you know, all of your organs, all of your like things were shifted around in pregnancy, and now they're kind of all like bleh, just like sitting there. So to have that is really, really helpful. Once the numbness wears off, getting up, just moving around is really uncomfortable. I even remember just rolling over is super, super uncomfortable, because, you know, to really move your body, it takes some bit of ab strength, you know, whether you're getting up, laying down, rolling over, you need your abs for that, and your abs are completely weak once you have the baby. And then also, you know, there's the tenderness of the surgery, the tenderness, just moving, like anything just is very uncomfortable. I remember like getting up and getting down from the bed was really hard. I needed help, especially for the first like day. Going to the bathroom, even just sitting on the toilet was really hard. Wiping, like trying to reach down, that was really hard. It would take me a long time to just go to the bathroom. Even getting up to like go brush my teeth or wash my face was really challenging. I took a shower in the hospital, and I did that by myself, and I do not recommend that. You definitely need help doing that, and I should have had someone help me, because I could have fallen, but it's just very difficult to do normal things. And then like just standing for long periods, like you want to just lay down, you just want to rest as much as possible. Yeah, any sort of crunching, any sort of like just using your abs was really hard. This is kind of random, but if you do take a stool softener to have your first bowel movement, it is disgusting. It's really gross. If you watched my last video, I mentioned that. What is that something, or is that a crease? Oh, it's a crease. But it smells absolutely foul. It's disgusting. I believe it's the medicine kind of getting out of your system, but I don't really know. It was just so bad. You will be on a lot of pain medication. So every like 2 hours, they'll give you different things. I should have asked more what the medication was, but I also was not about to not take it, because I had to remind myself I just had surgery. Like, I didn't just push them out and like have a little bit of tearing. Like, I had surgery, and so everything that I didn't want, you know, all of the not wanting to take any medication or prescription drugs or anything like that went out the window, because I literally got cut open. So I would say if you're more holistic like me and don't want to use any sort of drugs, if you have a C-section, don't deny it, because you literally just had surgery. For the most part, like, they would put stuff in my IV, so I had no idea what they were even putting in my IV. Is something that I've had to deal with, is like knowing that he probably got some of those drugs because of, you know, breastfeeding and stuff like that. So, but those are things that I couldn't control, couldn't do anything about, because I needed those for me and for me to get better. Once you're home from the hospital, they're going to send you home with a lot of pain medication. That's what took so long for me to even get out of the hospital, was because I was waiting for like all this pain medication, and I ended up throwing everything away, because they gave me like a whole bottle of extra strength Tylenol, a whole bottle of extra strength ibuprofen, a whole bottle of something and something else, I don't even know. I instead took arnica. So I took like maybe 1 or 2 times extra strength Tylenol, but it was not consistent, and I only took it when like I was really feeling uncomfortable and in pain, especially like after getting up and sitting down. Maybe I took the stairs too many times that day because I have to go upstairs to go into my bedroom. I only took that like maybe once or twice, but other than that, I would just take arnica, which is a pain relief, but it's a natural pain relief. And so that helped. Oh, I also took the brand Geneva has the acetaminophen, which is like the specific thing that's in like ibuprofen to help pain relief, and it's a more like homeopathic natural pain medication. So I took that as well. But once you're out of the hospital, once you're off those like really heavy drugs, just trying to like use as little pain medication as possible. Unless you just are in a lot of pain and you want to, then totally that's up to you. Once you are home from the hospital, you will really want a lot of help doing things. Simply just picking up the baby is really difficult. I didn't even really think about that, you know, like because I was just so dead set on having a natural birth that I didn't think about even just sitting up and grabbing the baby. Like I said in previous video, grabbing the baby out of the bassinet that they have the baby in is so hard with having a C-section. And so even next time, if I end up having a C-section, which hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, I will definitely be more diligent about getting other people to grab the baby for me. I was just trying to do everything myself and thought I could, but it really hurt and it was really uncomfortable. So I would really recommend just like having someone grab the baby for you. In my case, like I wouldn't even try to put the baby in like a bedside bassinet. I would just sleep with the baby. Or if you really don't want to do that, put the baby on like the dad's side. And so if whenever the baby wakes up, then he can grab the baby and hand the baby to you, because it's just really hard. Like even just from laying down to like sitting up a little bit to feed the baby is like really hard and really uncomfortable. It took me like a few minutes to just like get into different positions. I just wanted to take a brief moment to thank today's sponsor, which is Demora Silicone Foam Dressing. So this is kind of perfect timing that I'm talking all about C-section scars, all that kind of stuff, because what this is basically a Band-Aid, but for any scars, any wounds that are maybe a little bit more advanced than just your regular normal scrape that you get. These are perfect for kids, adults, anything like that. I will be putting these in our car, in my diaper bag, for when little boy is older, and if he gets a big scrape or a cut or anything like that. These are really comfortable. They're very durable. And it even has a little ruler on the side here. So this package that I have comes with 10, and this is like their more smaller size, but they have bigger sizes as well. You can find these on Amazon or on their website, but I will have them linked down below. Each individual package comes like this, so it's very sterile, very sanitary. And then here is what it looks like. So you just open it, and it's silicone, so it's very durable, and it's also very lightweight and very padded and very comfortable. If you want to pick up a few of these packages for yourself, you know, the spring and summer is coming, so if you have some kids that love to be outside, or you just love to be outside, but you might have some injuries this spring and summer, definitely grab a few packages of these. You can get a 15% off discount with the link down below, so make sure to check that out. And thank you again, Demora, for sponsoring today's video. On to the rest of the video. Just accept the help, accept, you know, the feeling of not doing everything yourself, especially like someone like me who is an independent person who doesn't like to ask for help. You really need to, because again, you just had surgery. So when you take a shower, is to make sure your scar is dry. So you want to pat it dry with like a clean towel or something very soft. So your scar is very, very tender. It's very sore. So you won't even really want to touch it a lot. And then also your boobs will be very sore at the same time. So your whole body is just going through it. But you will really want to make sure that you are patting it dry completely, because if there is like water or if it's wet, it can cause just like infection and stuff like that. So, and like I said, when you do take a shower, when you get dressed, you're probably going to want help. I remember even putting on underwear, putting on socks was really hard, because bending down was like really, really hard. And I did not ask for help enough. Like I said, I really needed more help, but I just try to do everything myself. To even put my underwear on, I would have to sit on the toilet, and then like to even bend down to pull them up, it was just hard. So don't be afraid to ask for help. It's like my #1 thing. And then this is something that is really crazy, I didn't really know about, but that there will be a loss of feeling above the incision for a while. I am 3 months postpartum, and I still have not a lot of feeling above my scar. I have more feeling than I did before, but above my scar, like right below my belly button, is like numb still. It's very strange. I've heard that massaging helps with that, and so I do that, but it just takes time. Like my body's still healing, and it takes about like 9 months for your body to even like just finally get better from the C-section. Not that it's fully healed. It's just a very, very long process. It's a longer process than just having your baby vaginally, because of, as I said, you got cut open. The scar will be really, really itchy also while it is healing. It's still itchy for me. Just be aware of that. And the weird thing about when it's itchy is that sometimes you can't even itch the spot that you want to itch. Like, because it's kind of numb, it kind of feels weird. Like I don't even like it. I don't even like to itch it. I don't even like to touch it, because it just feels weird. It's like a very weird feeling. I want to tell you guys my favorite products that I had postpartum for C-section. I had all of these products already. So I think no matter what you're planning on for your birth, just get these products just in case. And even if you don't need all of them, it's good to just have them. But honestly, most of these things you can use even if you had like a vaginal birth. For one, the best thing that I had was a belly girdle. I will link all the ones that all the stuff that I used in my Amazon storefront in the description. But this girdle was really amazing. I used it for about 3 to 4 weeks. Every day, especially at night, because like I said, when you're getting up to feed, it's really hard to get up to use like those muscles. The girdle really helped to make things feel more strong and more intact. The one that I have, it had like a two-way pull that you could really make it super, super tight, and so I really liked that. You can also use a girdle for just normal recovery if you had like a normal birth, because like everyone's abs are really weak when you give birth. Like I said, arnica or a more natural ibuprofen or pain reliever is really helpful. Belly oil. So I just used the belly oil that I was using in pregnancy. It's a very natural, few ingredients belly oil, and so I used that for the first like couple weeks. And then I use now castor oil, which is very healing. It's like the most amazing oil for healing, for recovery. Holy moly. There's no way you didn't hear that. That was insane. Something that I wish I would have gotten, and I actually think I might get them, are C-section strips. So you can get disposable ones, or the Mom Frida has ones that are silicone that you can use like 8 times, and those just really help with the scarring and to make sure you don't get a raised scar. My scar has been healing so well, and it's pretty flat, but it's still a little bit red, And so I think I'm gonna get these strips because as I said, like it's still itchy. So I think this will really help to just heal. And when I get pregnant again, I want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the scar or anything like that. So my number one favorite thing that I still use, I still wear, is high-waisted underwear. High-waisted underwear is the best. I have the cotton kind, and I don't even think I'm gonna go back to like wearing normal no-show underwear. Like I'll wear them if I'm wearing leggings or wearing like some sort of tighter pants, but for the most part I wear these high-waisted underwear, and it's just really nice because the fabric is soft. It's not, you know, like polyester or anything. It's cotton, so it is very nice for like the scar. Just like it makes you feel a little bit better too. Like just when you have a baby in general, you know, you got a little mom pooch, you got a little extra skin. And so to wear the high-waisted underwear just makes me feel good, makes me feel tight, makes me feel just like everything's intact. So I really recommend those. Like I said, I will put everything in the description in my Amazon storefront. But I think that is about everything. A C-section is... I still can't believe I had one, honestly. I feel okay about it, but I also think that there probably still is some healing that I need to do regarding my C-section, especially when thinking about, you know, having another baby in the future. I don't want to bring that anxiety or that fear into the next baby. It's a lot to take in, especially when it's not the plan that you had. But if you guys could be praying for me, I know this is like kind of random, but I really, really just desire a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean, and I'm not pregnant or anything. If you guys could just be praying for me now, that just everything would heal properly and really well, and that there would be no problems with trying to have a VBAC. I'm really hoping that that will happen, but I can't plan 100% for that, just like I couldn't plan 100% to have a natural birth. So anyway, that is the video. But I love you guys. If you have any other video suggestions, recommendations that you want me to speak on or talk about, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.